This, we'll run through it and I'll read the summary. Does that work?
Okay.
Wrestlers from around the state gathered at the Jerome Schottenstein Center on March 9th, 2017 for the 80th annual OHSAA State Wrestling Individual Tournament in Columbus, Ohio.
Hey, Jeff, I can't hear you.
Sorry. Hey, shh. Let me start over again.
Thank you.
Does that work? Okay. Wrestlers from around the state gathered at the Jerome Schottenstein Center on March 9th, 2017 for the 80th annual OHSAA State Wrestling Individual Tournament in Columbus, Ohio. The state's best wrestlers competed over a 3-day span to determine the champions across 3 divisions.
For me, there's really just a couple of good pictures. That one that we gave the award to before.
This one?
Yeah. The others are just feel like filler a little bit. The last picture's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to do it as a story, I almost want to see them getting ready or standing off to the side. Or, I don't know.
You need to see more than just action.
Yeah.
And you've got a little bit of range. You get your overall,
Right.
but everything is center court, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Which is probably what they set out there to do. But, yeah, they have to get the action. But if you're going to do what it's like to be at a meet like this, I'm not really, I think there's some gaps.
Yeah, and just knowing that this is more than one photographer kind of raises the bar.
Right.
I like some
Mm-hmm.
there.
I think that's a good point.
So, I guess our choice is not to give an award or give an award.
I don't think it equals the level of storytelling in the last 2 storytelling categories of what the 1, 2, and 3 got.
Yeah.
And since that's the only thing I have to compare it to,
That's how I feel too.
Yeah.
and I think if there were more than 1 entry, if there were multiple entries,
Mm-hmm.
or if this was clearly like, oh, this is equal to that level of storytelling.
Okay. So that's,
No.
Yeah.
okay.
Another single entry? Do we have another single entry?
There's
We do, yeah. So I will, separate category of the still picture contest. The concept for the competition evolves around the presentation of in-depth projects that do not fall into the standard picture story category. Accompanying the entry must be a statement no longer than 300 words explaining the project to give the judges a clear understanding of what they are judging. So a story summary is required. The entry may be from an individual or a team effort from one publication or school. These entries are not included in the regular contest. However, single photos from the entry can also be entered in the still contest, but in the form of a separate entry. So it's kind of an in-depth project.
And it can't be in the other story categories, but it can be in the single categories.
The regular, yeah, let me read that again. These entries are not included in the regular contest. However, single photos from the entry can also be entered in the still contest, but in the form of a separate entry. So you can pull out single images and enter those in single image
So
categories.
you could enter this in picture story. Yeah.
Yes, I mean,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
the story, picture them. As they were.
Was there an image limit?
There is,
No.
no, there is no image limit, thank you.
But wait, we've seen
Yeah,
it.
no, wait, you
We've
said
seen
this,
this,
There's more.
but images in it were in the other category.
Right.
this was entered as a story.
There's 16 images here, you saw 12 images, and
So that's allowed.
it's allowed.
Okay, I misunderstood, okay.
It feels like something that would be called Ohio understanding, but I think that added images don't make it stronger.
I would agree.
I still like it though.
Yeah.
But I thought you said they couldn't enter it in the picture story. What, didn't you read it?
I'll read the last part again.
Yeah.
Did you write it?
I did not. I did not write it, but I'll read it again. These entries are not included in the regular contest. However, single photos from the entry can also be entered in the still contest, but in the form of a separate entry.
That's kind of vague.
It's kind of vague.
It says single.
Single.
It,
Not a smaller.
that
And
technically a story is a collection of single images.
you guys have a lawyer. Can we get a lawyer?
I mean,
So,
No,
I think we need to-
from our history, it's okay in that regard. I
Alright.
think the wording of it, it doesn't count towards your entry limits,
right.
because you're only allowed to enter so many entries, and the story counts as an entry, but an Ohio understanding, or it doesn't.
It doesn't
If
count
you guys
against
are
your.
all right with it, we, you know, who
Yeah,
are we
it's
gonna-
kind of
I
like,
mean, it's just up for you to judge whether you think it's worthy or.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's worthy.
Yeah.
I think it's worthy.
I
I think you
think
should clarify your, I think you should clarify your rules. That-
Yeah, you
Because I
vote
think
thumbs
it-
down on your rules.
Yeah,
yeah, well, I'm not a lawyer.
I think if we hadn't seen this before at all, it would definitely be worthy. And I think our hesitation just comes from the different editing.
yeah, the repetition of it being into play, you know, you've essentially got the weaker version winning first place
In a less competitive
in a less
category.
competitive
You
category.
mean, so you're saying, you think that, I guess, at this point, now maybe you can talk a little bit about like, what you think the wider edit adds or does not add to the overall story, just for kind of like an educational purpose.
Oh,
Well, like the walking in the woods, that's new, but you've got the first picture that feels the same.
And the caption on that one doesn't add anything to the picture.
And the cow is just kind of another, we've already got some, a horse
Oh, this
picture,
one.
you know, which I think is stronger. I mean, that's okay if you didn't have the horse picture, and then there's another porch picture too, so, which is similar a little bit to the second picture.
Which one is that?
There's a,
that was in both.
was it?
This one?
Okay.
That was,
Yeah.
But
But I think to your point, though, the main thing is that if we hadn't seen the other, we would thrilled to get this first place.
Yeah.
yeah, well, so it's a good lesson in when they edited the first time for the story that we felt like that was a stronger edit.
We're saying that they made the right choices when they edited it tighter.
Yeah.
Because they could only do 12, which made them edit tighter.
Yeah.
And then this has much broader, parameters, and you might well what the heck.
So in a sense, they're too similar. If this had gone more places, like if I'm now at the gas station, inside the church, if I'm now in lots of other places, and it's
Mhm.
much broader and
Yeah.
bigger,
Yeah,
then we wouldn't probably have these issues with the cow on the road, because it would have just gotten so much more expansive.
yeah.
But it stayed still relatively tight. It's not that many, so it doesn't feel any more expansive than the first one.
Yes.
I guess at this point we should vote and decide if, nope, all that aside.
So we're pretending we didn't.
I mean, you're not, well, yeah, you basically have to judge it based on what you see in front of
Okay.
No, I think we all
Yeah.
said we
Yeah.
wanted.
Yeah, we all
Yeah,
want it.
so yes.
Yeah.
First, yeah.
It feels like they understand Ohio.
you. Okay. Perfect.
I
I'm a stickler
It's
for,
important to
Ohio.
understand
I'm a
Ohio.
stickler for clarification.
We're understanding more about Ohio.